Right now, there is a standard way developers interact with AI coding agents. We treat them like colleagues. We type a casual request into a chat box, ask for a quick favor, and expect the machine to autonomously figure out the details. But an AI left to its own devices inside a sprawling codebase does something dangerous, actually asked for. The symptom of this drift is code that looks beautifully correct on screen. The problem is, the agent hallucinated the validation. It generated the syntax, but it never actually ran it, never verified the edge cases, and bypassed human review entirely. Professional AI coding requires us to frame prompts as strict, legally binding contracts, enforceable rules that strip away the ambiguity of a polite conversation. This visual shows a physical interface designed to do exactly that. Instead of relying on a human's memory to type out safety guardrails every time, these contracts are hard-coded into a Stream Deck. This specific profile forms a physical cage around the AI. Looking at the manual for this deck, we see a system of 90 opinionated prompts structured around a rigid software workflow. The main road is mapped clearly: plan it, build it, debug it, ship it, and finally merge it. Every single one of those 90 prompts shares the exact same skeleton. They give a clear command, they state the principle behind the rule, they demand hard evidence, and most importantly, they issue a hard stop. This image displays the plan folder of the deck. This is where the principle of stops before drift is put into practice. There are 9 distinct keys here, all designed to force the thinking to happen long before any code is actually written. The very first key here triggers the "interrogate me before you plan" command. It explicitly bans the agent from coding or planning. Instead, the AI must ask the developer a multiple-choice list of questions to lock down variables, and then it must stop and wait. An assumption nobody bothered to test is simply a bug with a delay timer. By forcing the machine to halt operations and demand human approval, the developer physically prevents the architecture from going off the rails. Once the planning is locked, the execution phases begin. This visual shows the debug folder. In both the building and debugging stages, the system actively strips the AI of its authority to declare a task finished. The governing law for this entire phase is 5 words: evidence before claims, stops before drift. You never take the machine at its word. Notice the "reproduce it end-to-end" first prompt. Before the AI is allowed to change a single line of code to fix a bug, it has to script the reproduction and paste the real output, proving the error actually exists. If the agent claims it fixed a problem but fails to attach the actual terminal output as proof, the human rejects the claim. A success story without terminal evidence is treated as a hallucination. The playbook also enforces strict session hygiene. If an agent gets confused or makes things worse, there are emergency breaks. The developer hits a button to undo everything the AI changed and reverts the tree back to a clean state. A system of constraint only works if the human retains absolute authority. You must be able to instantly wipe the slate clean, block the machine's progress, and demand unarguable proof before moving forward. Mastery over AI coding doesn't come from the agent itself. Reliability stems from the human learning to master the agent through a meticulous, unforgiving cage of prompts. Scaling a software project with a simple chat box creates too many points of failure. High-output development requires moving past conversational interfaces and into a regime of deep structural discipline. Success in software development no longer belongs exclusively to those who write the fastest raw code. It belongs to the engineers who know how to architect the best systems of constraint. If you want to work effectively with tomorrow's AI, you cannot be its friend. You must be its uncompromising manager, its primary auditor, and the absolute enforcer of boundaries.